Good afternoon. I'm Keisha Washington, and you're tuned into At a Glance, Mahoning Valley Professionals. First feature is Cosmetology in the Valley. Their feet hurt, their eyes burn, and they're covered in someone else's hair. But to any other person, this may seem as a miserable existence. But to a cosmetologist, this is a day's work. Why is it hard for the cosmetologist to stay on their feet, to go through measly tips, to endure tough pay weeks, and to sweep up the life stories of their customers through their hair clippings? And now, let's take a look. Sherry Manadubi, 45, of Roberts Hair Salon in Boardman, has 27 years on the job. She actually had other plans for her life before going into cosmetology.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I started out at YSU in telecommunications, which was broadcasting, which I always loved. In high school, I was very involved in plays and theater, and always really thought that I was college material. And then I got there and really found out that it really wasn't for me. I always very much enjoyed doing hair when I was very young. I'm going to say anywhere between 12 and 15, I used to cut everybody in the neighborhood's hair. So I always really enjoyed hair and makeup and fashion. And when I got out of school, I really believe that some of the reason I went to college was almost kind of peer pressure from friends, because all my friends were going, and so I thought, oh, that's probably what I should do. And when I got there, I found out this isn't really what I wanted to do, so then left and moved on and started to do hair.
Unlike Sherry, the other 3 cosmetologists we sat down with started their education at vocational programs in their junior and senior year in high school. Melissa Eggleston, 19, who is still a student at the Mahoning County Career and Technical Center in Canfield, says she always knew she would make a good cosmetologist someday.
When I was younger, I actually had a doll that I used to do her hair all the time. Like every day it would be different. I carried it around everywhere I went, so it would always be different. I one day just decided to chop it all off. My mom's like, you're going to go to hair for school. I'm telling you right now, you're going to hair for school. And I ended up going to hair for school. To school for hair.
Though all of the women have different backgrounds and atmosphere in their daily work, they all agree on one thing. You definitely do not go into the profession for the money. Sherry says the amount of income you make depends on your location.
Well, that's really kind of a toss-up. These days, you can either work in a place where you are on commission, or you work in a place where you rent. So it's really kind of hard to say. Most people, I'm going to say, go anywhere from $20,000 a year up to $100,000 a year, depending on what demographic area you're in.
Melissa says it isn't about the money she will make. It is about the feeling she has when she is able to help her customers.
I hear people saying, it's just kind of a job. You're not going to make a lot of money. But it really, if you can get really good and make a lot of money. And I'm not in it for the money. I'm just in it because I love doing hair. And that's kind of really when I figured out that I really want to do it. And that's when I kind of found out that, looked around different places and decided that getting my high school diploma and being able to, graduate with my state boards and be able to take, go out and work in a hair salon right after I graduate would be amazing. So kind of decided to go out there.
Dawn Inglis, 37, a cosmetologist at Austin Woods Nursing Home in Austintown, knows a thing or two about clients' reactions. She at one point underwent the advisement of a manager, unintentionally burnt a woman's hair off.
First out of school, out of beauty school, I had a customer, she wanted highlights. And my manager told me to put her under the heat lamps, which isn't a good thing to do. So I said, you do it. You're on your own. I'm not doing that. Well, her hair fried.
Tracy Gordon, 33, of Secret Garden Salon and Spa in Youngstown, has experienced a number of diverse reactions to a hairstyle. While some clients may get excited and jump around the salon, others get a little extreme.
I love the hairstyle so much that they just went out and had a great time and was a bad girl and called me that morning asking for help because they overextended their night. And they blame it on the hairdo. So that hairdo, I get in trouble when I'm going to get in trouble with this. That's what they would say. Oh yeah, this look good. I'm going to get in trouble tonight.
Cosmetologists don't just cut hair though. Some become therapists in their daily routines.
Yeah. She told me once she started coming to me to get her nails done, she quit going to her therapist. So I asked her, how much you pay your therapist? She said, $80 an hour. I said, well, the bill's in the mail.
And sometimes being a therapist invites unwanted information.
I had a lady that talked to me all the time about this other married man that she was sleeping with. They were all friends. It was two married couples were friends. And the one day she told me his name. And I was like, oh, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I know all the gory details. I don't want to know his name. And then I ended up knowing him.
It is safe to say the cosmetologists do a lot in order to make their customers happy. They even work in an environment that is not exactly healthy. The chemicals they use may someday take their toll, and that is a concern that haunts Sherry.
There's still, as far as I'm concerned, there's still chemicals. I still breathe them every day, you know, on at least a 10-hour basis. I guess probably the one that concerns me the most would be the hairspray. They have taken some of the polyurethanes out of some of the hairsprays, and they also have taken a lot of the nasty chemicals out of the nail techs, the things that they use. However, I really believe that you still breathe that stuff on a daily basis.
In addition to chemical concerns, another worry comes from being on your feet all day. Tracy is greatly concerned about the strain on her legs. She takes extra precautions to ensure she stays comfortable.
Orthopedic shoes, that's these. If my feet really hurt, I have these shoes called surgeon shoes. And they say the surgeons wear them at the hospital, so I got a pair of those. I wear sometimes we use support mats, support stockings.
Melissa, the youngest of the group, has yet to become too concerned with chemicals and strain on her feet. She says she can wear anything from high heels to flip-flops on the job. Due to her still being in school, she has yet to experience the entire effect of being a cosmetologist.
An average day at school is, I go in, we do probably 45 minutes to an hour of our book work. Our books are usually around 500 pages long. Usually we're in lab we call it lab. It's actually the open salon that we have. We're in there for about 2 hours after that. And then we go on to our academic classes. That's regular high school classes, so we could still get our high school diploma. We're allowed to take tips. We don't get paid. All of our money goes into like a fund, and it pays for like big field trips we want to go on, or hair shows or hair-a-thons that we have at the school. But we are allowed to accept tips.
So what does a cosmetologist view as a good tip? We all know to tip our waitresses 15%, but what do you tip your hairdresser? Sherry says a good tip is not measured in monetary
I've got to
value.
be honest with you. I guess I don't really worry so much about monetary tips, and I know this sounds probably really hokey and crazy, but to me, I define a big tip by somebody really caring, like liking their hair, or going out and telling somebody else about me and them coming back, and you know, having a client that way, because that really for me is what tipping is all about. It really isn't.
Tracy thinks like a waitress, however. You tip your tippers, she says.
So I guess it just depends on how their day is going, how their situation is, whether you get to tip or not. But I try to tip my customers as well as them tipping me, like an extra conditioner, an extra trim, or just a little tad touch of color or something like that. And you know, you kind of work for the tips. And also, I spoil my tippers. Oh, okay. I just do. I know the tippers, and they get the favorite tips. Appointments out of the blue, any time a day, the fit-ins, all those appointments belong to the tippers.
How do you define a small tip?
No tip.
Dawn, who works with their elderly in a nursing home, explains that her clients' tipping style is very different than in a regular salon.
Sometimes they tip, sometimes they don't. A family member might tip. They have accounts set up. Like Norma has an account set up front. And after she gets her hair done, I take a ticket up front and I get paid. So, and she can't tip me. She don't know. Norma, you want to give me a tip? See? That's my tip.
And that's our program for today. Thank you for joining.
Mama's got a number when she's spinning me around. Kissing is a color, a loving is a wild dog. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. Fire in the eyes, naked to the bone as a lover's disguise. Banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull. She's got the look. Swaying through the band, moving like a hammer. She's a miracle man. Loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand. She's got the look. 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 What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look.
Norma, where you going? You're not trying yet. No, come here. Norma, you can't go nowhere.